Just a few hours' time from now, Hurricane Beryl expected to hammer Jamaica with life-threatening winds and a storm surge before heading to the Cayman Islands.
All Jamaica should note that following on this declaration, an island-wide curfew will be in effect between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. This is to ensure the safety of everyone during the passage of the storm and prevent any movement with the intent to carry out criminal activity.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing fine. Now, I'm doing this video specifically for the people of Jamaica. Now, I woke up early this morning and I woke to this sad news that there is a hurricane that is about to hit Jamaica. Now, this is very sad because we all know that the storm that comes with strong winds and it actually damages and at times it takes lives. Now, I'm here to stand with the people of Jamaica. I'm here to say sorry. We are praying for you. Everything gonna be okay. Take your time, watch this video. The government of Jamaica has given directions, and one, there is a curfew that has been put in place 6 to 6 to make sure that the people are in at very given times, so that when it hits, it finds you with your people, so that there might not be loss of lives and all that. Now, second, the weather forecast team has given out the specific places where it is going to hit so hard. So please take your time, watch this video, then stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. Thank you so much.
Only 2 hurricanes have made landfall in Jamaica in the past 40 years, and the island nation is bracing for one to make impact in just a few hours' time from now. Hurricane Beryl expected to hammer Jamaica with life-threatening winds and a storm surge before heading to the Cayman Islands. The Prime Minister declaring Jamaica a disaster area for the next 7 days and urging people to remain calm. A nationwide curfew is in place.
All Jamaica should note that following on this declaration, an island-wide curfew will be in effect between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. This is to ensure the safety of everyone during the passage of the storm and prevent any movement with the intent to carry out criminal activity.
The unusually intense hurricane for this time of year has already left a trail of destruction in the Caribbean, hitting St. Vincent and Grenadines especially hard. The storm killed at least 7 people. CNN's Rafael Romo is in Kingston, Jamaica, and he joins us now. How are they preparing, Rafael?
Max, good morning. Well, the government has issued the emergency declaration, and people over the last 24 hours have flocked to stores trying to get those basic necessities, food, water, and other things. But let me tell you, Max, people remember the devastation left by Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, also what happened with Hurricane Ivan, and they fear the same thing may happen again. And we heard previously from the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, and he's saying that the population in this country, population in Jamaica, needs to take this hurricane very, very seriously. People here have also seen what happened in other islands here in the Caribbean and Barbados, in Grenada, and they are expecting that in the next few hours things are going to change drastically. Right now it is the calm before the storms, but this, what you see behind me, it is going to change very, very fast. We have felt winds started to pick up a little bit. We had rain about an hour ago, and you start to see the low-lying clouds that are very typical at the beginning of a hurricane. Earlier we heard from the Prime Minister, who says that people need to take precautions because in the next couple of days this is expected to get much, much worse than what it is right now. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
If you live in a low-lying area and an area is historically prone to flooding and landslide, or if you live on the banks of a river or a gully, I implore you to evacuate to a shelter or to safer ground.
The Prime Minister also said that all relevant government agencies are on high alert. He also said that his government has deployed government forces to make sure that they can assist people in need after the hurricane passes, and also very important in this type of situation to maintain public order. As to why this is happening, why such a powerful hurricane is hitting the Caribbean so early in the season, meteorologists say that the ocean waters are very warm, and that's creating the perfect conditions to have not only this hurricane but also a very active season. Let's remember, Max, the hurricane season barely started on June 1st. We are at the very beginning. People here in the Caribbean tell us that they are not used to having to deal with this type of challenge until much later in the months of August and September. However, now they're getting ready to face a very significant, a very major storm coming their way in the next few hours. Max, back to you.
Rafael Romo, thank you so much for joining us from there. For more on the hurricane's impact, let's bring in Desmond McKenzie. He's the Jamaican Minister of Local Government and Community Development, joins us now from Kingston. Thank you so much for joining us. For those who might be watching in Jamaica, just take us through the precise advice you're giving and when they need to act.
Well, first of all, thank you, and let me extend the privilege to be here to speak to your viewers across the globe as to the situation here in Kingston. Well, Jamaica, we are now facing the early rounds of the hurricane. We have already completed all the preparations in regards to our shelters. We have over some 870 shelters. All the shelters have been activated. The reports that I've been getting so far that a number of shelters have started to accept persons in these shelters. The government has ensured that all the necessary steps have been taken to ensure that the country, manage the passage of this really major hurricane, the first one we've been having in almost 40 years. So the country is ready. The people have understand, they are bought into the message, and I am hoping for the best as we maneuver. The next 48 hours is going to be a telling one for the country.
The state of emergency declared for 7 days. Just explain what you expect to happen over those 7 days.
Well, what will happen is that we are going to be restricting movements of persons in a way that they will not arm themselves. There are certain communities in Jamaica that are prone to flooding that we have to pay special attention to. So what this does is to give our first respondent the opportunity to work despite the challenges, and so that people understand the dangers that this hurricane brings. So what we are seeing now is a collective response from government and the country as it relates to preparing and ensuring that we maneuver the next 48 hours the best way possible.
Will you be forcing people from their homes?
Well, under the Disaster Risk Act, the provisions are there, but I believe that we have done exceptionally well in public education sensitization. Up until late last night, our disaster coordinators right across the country and the members of parliament and the local representative at the municipal levels have been engaging in these communities. We do know the communities which are prone to flooding, and we have seen significant response from these 48 hours.
Because the concern amongst people who own homes in these situations is often that they want to stay to protect them. And that's a difficult argument, isn't it, when you know what's coming, and you can also probably understand why they don't want to leave their homes.
Well, it's typical here in Jamaica. Persons feel more secure at home, but we have seen deterioration in certain areas based on the conditions of those areas. And as I said before, the people have a greater understanding and appreciation of the efforts of the government, and they are now, understanding. And already, as I said before, there are certain communities that persons have started to relocate from those communities to some of the shelters that we have right across the country.
There are also certain communities, aren't there, who will take advantage of this situation. Concerns, obviously, about looting, which I think your Prime Minister was suggesting there. How do you prevent that without putting your security forces at risk?
Well, the security forces are on alert. Necessary steps have been taken by both private and government businesses to secure their premises. It is not 100% foolproof that you'll be able to eliminate some level of that. But Jamaicans understand, and Jamaicans are appreciative of the challenges that hurricane brings. And I am quite sure that the greater majority of Jamaicans will heed to the call and will behave in a manner that is understanding of the crises that we share.
As a country vulnerable to hurricanes, this is obviously, I think, the earliest hurricane that you've had. Do you see more hurricanes and more risk? And what would you put that down to?
Well, climate change is contributing significantly to what we are facing today. As a small developing island state, we are subjected to what the greater world around us is presenting. So we have to ensure that, first of all, we continue to educate our country about the risk of climate change and the devastation that it brings. We are a tropical island. And being a tropical island, we are prone to that. As a matter of fact, we are in the top tier of the most dangerous countries when it comes down to disaster, because we are sitting in an earthquake fault line. So we know the challenges that we face, but the overall efforts to ensure that we minimize the effects on countries like Jamaica is what we get from the greater powers around the world.
Desmond McKenzie, really appreciate you sparing the time. I know you're incredibly busy, and we wish you the very best.
Now, this is not about content today, because if it was about content and viewership, then I could have not taken my time to do this. Now, I woke up to this sad news today in the morning, and so many Jamaican friends had texted me on WhatsApp, and others sent me emails saying, Ellie, there's something that is going to happen in Jamaica. Please talk about it. Talk about it. May you inform your viewers about whatever is going on. Now, first, let me start by saying I'm very sorry. I stand in solidarity with the people of Jamaica. Kenya is with you, and please take heart. These things do happen. Maybe it won't be the last, and it's not the first. And let's pray all goes well, because we know the damage hurricanes always come with. Now, to those who it might sound strange, because in Africa that rarely happens, by the way. In my country it has never happened, so many people do not know about this. Now, hurricane is a storm that comes with strong winds, and majorly it always comes from the ocean side, where there is large water bodies, and it has been happening in South America and North America for quite some time. And this is the time to stand with the people of Jamaica. And I really think it is time to take precautions, Jamaica. Now, I have friends and families who I usually engage with, and they are telling me there is a lot of tension in Jamaica right now. Please, I know this is a very difficult moment, and you're wondering what is the fate of our country. Now, one thing I know, most Jamaicans are Christians, are even if they aren't Christians, they are religious. And let me say this is the time to pray. If you believe in prayers, please pray. And if you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, all this, please let your faith speak for the better of Jamaica. Now, there have been so many calamities in our world today, and One of these is global warming, the hurricanes, and so many others. It's not the first time, Jamaicans. This won't take your lives. I pray for you. I stand with you. The people of Kenya are with you. Now, so many friends, I shared this with some of my friends, and they told me, please tell Jamaicans we stand with them, because Jamaicans are a black nation, and in most cases they do stand with Africa. So tell Jamaicans we are with them. At this moment, I know it's very difficult, but please follow the guidelines. Now, the government is giving out guidelines, including there is a curfew that has been put in place to make sure that the people are inside or within their home state at a given time, so that these should not find you outside and take lives away. Now, please, Jamaicans, this is a very difficult moment for you, I know, but everything that has a start must have an end, and this one is going to have an end too. But how will it end? Make sure you take the precautions, be very safe, know where your family members are, be checking out on your friends. Please pass this information, let them be safe and safe. I wish Jamaicans all the best, and may God, Allah, Buddha, anything that you believe in, may God bless and protect you in this very difficult moment. I stand with Jamaica. We stand with Jamaica. Thank you so much.